Listen. So I was alive when the original trailer came out with a super detailed Sonic, and everyone went, "Why do we need all that?" But then the studio did as fans had requested in redesigning Sonic, causing the animation studio to work so much overtime that they closed down, making everyone then go, "I hate the Sonic fan base! I hate them!" But then the movie ended up being kind of decent, and it was the highest grossing video game movie in all of America.
Some are saying, wow, this looks amazing. And some are saying, this looks terrible. And I'm kind of in between.
Let me explain.
Tom Hanks wasn't available, and I got to play Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's crazy to think Ben Schwartz had done a favor for a short test film like years back. Now he's voicing one of the most influential characters as the lead.
To do research, like any good method actor or actress, I downloaded Sonic Mania for Nintendo Switch, which was just basically an excuse to play video games.
That said, it obviously had some complications along the way. Producer Tim Miller, for whatever reason, felt that Sonic should be based off of Ted and have realistic fur, and that's why we got this. There was a freaky poster that came out looking like he was going to play at the NBA All-Star game. The trailer made him look like he belonged in Whoville with those pajama legs. But Miller also fought with Sega about giving Sonic 2 eyes for the movie instead of the Dylan Harper-connected Univision he has in the game. All the while, the original designers were like, can you stop changing things? We shouldn't, but we are kind of starting to get used to demented CGI hybrids coming out of Hollywood. At least they're nice enough to remove the buttholes, I guess. Meanwhile, poor John Ralphio has to write his own name on the poster, and he's voicing the main character.
You're animated.
Yeah, I wasn't good enough to be a human being, so it's just my voice.
Hedgehogs are interesting, though.
As far as the story goes, we follow little Sonic being sent away from his home planet, Kyle style. Some fans didn't like him being an alien, so I actually searched up to see where he's actually from Nebraska. So the S in Sonic may actually stand for hope. He gets sent to Earth through his rings, which act as portals, and he ends up in Montana, where he starts snooping on this couple in order to get their Netflix password. Crazy thing is that Paul Rudd was rumored to be in this role, and that would have killed it. Like, him and Ben Schwartz going back and forth would have been fantastic. Not that I don't like Marsden, he's one of the best parts of the Imagine video, but obviously Sonic gets his name because of his supersonic speed, but then he gets tranquilized by Wachowski, causing them to interact. And what's funny is that for James Marsden, that meant acting alongside a beanbag, while Ben got to go in and play with whatever it is that they shot.
Anytime we can kind of up it, or anytime we can kind of add something, we did. So I did a billion alts.
That said, before they met, Sonic had caused a blackout while running, meaning that the government has to call in their movie world's version of Elon Musk with all his gadgets, machines, and griminess.
You know what I love about machines? They do what they're told.
I'm gonna be honest, Jimmy's role would have killed in the 90s.
You just sit there and be you. Less.
Robotnik wants to capture this new creature and weaponize the supersonic speed, putting Sonic's loved ones in danger. So even though he's got less rings than Ari, he uses one to protect his new family and sends them back home to Montana, and then sends Robotnik into another dimension, which I completely disagree with. Sonic, you can't send this man to another planet. That would be like sending Rick to another universe. He's gonna find a way.
He's a wonderful character to play, and of course he's a 300 IQ, so it took me a week and a half to prepare.
Now, even with all the issues, and I mean issues there were, I think the cast and crew really were passionate about the project. They dropped the money for a Queen track just so he could run to the words supersonic, but I wish that for their little Quicksilver moments, which was cool, I wish that they also had a better song playing there. They cast Riff Raff in his first role, just to cut him. I was really surprised that they got into sensitive subjects as well.
We don't like your kind around here.
Our kind? What kind is that?
Hipsters.
That said, this movie does something that felt more unlimited than the breadsticks they were trying to promote.
Have you tried their never-ending pasta bowl? It never ends.
If you follow this channel at all, you know I'm very vocal against product placement when it decides to just stop the plot of the movie just so a Michael Bay character can take a drink. There are plenty of times when it is integrated well and it's a part of the story. And I'm not saying that Sonic's is completely terrible. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it did make me chuckle. The sarcastic approach and then having the balls to de-advertise Amazon.
Can you believe Amazon is gonna deliver packages with these things?
Yeah, I found it funny. The end credit animations were also really cool and were even in competition at the South by Southwest Film Festival. I thought the callbacks to previous Jim Carrey movies was pretty cool.
I did 2 impressions of him in the movie, little Easter eggs to Jim Carrey. There's a line in Dumb and Dumber where he goes, "Our pets' heads are falling off." There's another one in Ace Ventura. There's a scene where he has a football and he's in a tutu, and then he crashes into someone and he goes, "Let's see that in instant replay."
Let's back up.
And even though it did pander at times, the kids ate it up at most screenings and they loved it. And I think that the movie does a successful job at fulfilling what it needs to be as a family movie.
I feel just like Vin Diesel. It's all about family, Tom.
That said, Sonic want that smoke.
I hate mushrooms.
Thank you guys for checking out this video, and I'm curious to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. When it comes to video game movies, I think this one did a better job in terms of comedy. I would say Detective Pikachu did better with the designs, but here they had like a lot of Easter eggs in the background, like in his place. He's got a Usain Bolt poster. There was some Sonic memes that made it into the movie, and just the entire concept of him having older stuff because he doesn't steal from people, and those are just like their hand-me-downs, their trash. I already did steal at Rubber Band, so I don't know if they take rings or not. I'm curious to see where they take this with the sequel. Now that they actually have the design set, hopefully, you know, they bring back the animators from the previous one. Because I know that with the ending credits, they also mentioned Tails. You know, we're gonna get Robotnik back, probably looking more like the Teddy Roosevelt in pajamas. But I was surprised. It was a pretty decent story. I'm glad that they did an early release as well, so that people can catch it at home during these times. But I'm curious to know your thoughts. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
I just thought you might like a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk.
What do I look like, an imbecile? Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them!